You're killing me, yet I thrive on your fury. I need everyone to listen to me, even though I know I'm going to sound insane. I need you to put an end to your rage. I need your anger to subside toward everything. I need you to quit overreacting angrily to anything that annoys you, to calm down and to think clearly. You guys need to quit detesting one another. I want you to quit being afraid, hateful, and unliving. We are unable to stop you, and you are killing us, you see. We of our sort thrive on fury. We are fueled by overt feelings. Our existence is to drain the surplus emotions, so that beings may withstand their extremes without endangering their souls. Our existence predates yours. We were creatures of the ether, existing between dimensions and worlds, subsisting on the meager leftovers of other and this world's inhabitants. Because this planet provided us with so much food even before humans were born, a great number of us started to concentrate on this plane of life. On the other hand, you are an abundance of flavors that we have never encountered before. The excess of the people who came before you was quite basic. Let me clarify. A creature's feelings are correspondingly more primitive as its cognition becomes. Only primates and other creatures with greater brains may be considered excessive enough to catch our attention. For us, mammals were the beginning on our planet since, up until they developed emotions and ideas. A creature's primary motivation was to live and breed. There's hardly much to bite into there. Mammals followed. They experienced envy. They experienced ecstasy and rage. We tasted anything for the first time in this realm. It was little but really tasty. A few of us chose to stay and observe the direction of things after seeing the possibilities. After then, primates changed. Oh, the delicious feasts we enjoyed. We couldn't resist spilling our own blood on the plentiful fruits since they were so enraged with other groups of their type. They never stopped changing. And as you made more and more evolutionary strides, more and more of my species arrived to enjoy the excess of pleasures your planet had to offer. We ate and watched, and we grew to adore what you had to give. Anger, grief, agony, happiness, fear, and love. There was a plenty of food to choose from, including some novel treats we had never tried. I'm not sure whether my species is still present elsewhere. I think we're all here now. There was simply too much to worry with. We developed with you as you became civilizations. Our size started to shield you from harm as well as aid in your development. We brought stability and safety to your planet. We shielded you from the sun's heat by using our dense essence. We wished for your world to be spared from the fate of the Red Planet. We have nurtured and safeguarded this amazing food supply. Did you know that when your kid was little, the Red Planet you named Mars looked a lot like yours? Yes, exactly. Life existed. There were animals and there was water. But we ignored the animals because they were souls, icy beings. They were unable to support us. We were so focused on your world that we failed to recognize their death and the end of theirs. If we had experienced the same spectrum of feelings as you, we probably would have felt bad about not assisting them. However, we just lacked that capability. Sadly, we already do, you see. I'm not sure when we made it possible for you to exist. You small beings are so sophisticated and you don't even realize how wonderful that is, but I'm straying from the subject. I've succeeded in ingratiating myself into what you refer to as the internet after generations of consuming too much intellect. You've developed such a wonderful masterpiece that is exceptional in every way and unique in every dimension. I have discovered a means of communicating with you via this. I'm pleading with you for assistance with what little of myself remains. Look, we're all going to die. You are causing us to die. We cannot get away from you. And you are eroding the basic fabric of our life. We've ingrained ourselves so deeply that we no longer recognize our beginnings or ends. We only know that we are unable to go from this world as we once did. We had no idea that the incredible tiny animals that had drawn us here would fill us to the brim with anger, fear, grief, hate, and a host of other unpleasant feelings. We have too much to eat. Bit by bit, the darkness is devouring and killing us. The worst thing about it is that it drives some of us crazy. Your species fought a battle that claimed thousands of lives when one of my kind went insane and died as a result of it. We were all devastated, and we were at a loss for what to do before we met you. Death was unknown to us. We had no idea that our existence may end. We reasoned that it was wrong and couldn't happen again. We had no idea how deeply your species might evoke feelings in us. When the first one went insane, it regurgitated what it was no longer able to swallow, which is how that first conflict began. It overflowed throughout your whole universe. What we previously prevented from being hurled back on you increased the already existing hatred, fury, and terror your species possessed inside you. A focused centuries-long hatred, grief, and dread was too much to bear. Although your species has produced many amazing things, we have also seen some horrific things, such as heavier meals. We weren't made to be able to endure the horrors your brains can imagine, in my opinion. We consumed that excess on your behalf when you go asleep furious and unable to think of anything else, just to awaken with the ability to think and process rationally once again. It's how we managed to live. We supported one another. We began expressing so many excessive emotions that we were unable to consume them all. Even with our best attempts, we attempt to assist your species, but the harm you inflict against one another is so great that we are on the verge of extinction. We are poisoned by too much food and choking on the biggest meals. We used to be able to eat everything you served and enjoy the variety of tastes. Right now, your anger, terror, horror, and grief are the only things we can consume. We can't begin to taste your pleasure, love, honesty, goodness. There's just too much of it. It's not bursting at the seams like you detest it. Some of us fade gently away from you without having any direct effect. Every century, the number of us who are left is decreasing. Therefore, you are losing your shield against your kid. The earth is warming, and those of us who do not go insane and give back part of our lost life to you will still perish. You no longer have our protection when we disappear. Please assist us. You must begin exercising self-control. Regulate your wrath. Make an effort to be more kind and joyful once again. Look for the wonderful things in the world and concentrate on them. You have the power to rescue us, and in doing so, you will save yourself. The vast majority of you cannot or would not want to go to another planet when this one ends. But I know that some of you already have plans to do so. We are all dying. I'm not sure how many of us are still here. I'm hanging on because I love you, and I've learned to feel your emotions after consuming so many of them. A heartless creature might fall in love and cry for your species because of how noble, lovely, and loving you can be to each other. Both of you are killing themselves and us. I'm frightened, please. I've never had feelings before, yet I'm afraid of dying for you too. My beloved animals, not just for me when I'm gone. What will happen to you? What atrocities will you inflict upon yourself when my type disappears from your world? What sufferings may I have spared you? If you are unable to see what is going on in your world while we are still alive, how could I get you to understand the magnitude of your pain in the future without us? Please, you need to take action. I want not to pass away. I'm terrified.